History remembers the fall of Lucifer, the morning star who challenged the throne of God. But buried deep within the forbidden texts of the ancient world lies a name that strikes a different kind of fear. A name that suggests the corruption of humanity wasn't a spiritual accident, but a calculated industrial revolution of sin. While other demons tempt the soul with whispers, this entity handed mankind the physical tools to destroy itself. He is not just a fallen angel, he is the architect of war, the father of weaponry, and the scapegoat for every atrocity committed under the sun. Before we can understand the nature of evil, we must uncover the identity of the prisoner bound beneath the jagged rocks of the desert, waiting for the day of judgment to burn the world he corrupted. To find the origins of this elusive specter, we must travel back to the dusty, blood-soaked rituals of the Old Testament, specifically the haunting instructions found in Leviticus. Picture the high priest Aaron standing before the congregation, the air thick with the metallic scent of sacrificial blood and burning incense. 2 goats are brought forward. One is marked for the Lord, its throat slit, its life offered as a grim payment for purity. But the second goat, the survivor, faces a far more terrifying fate. The priest presses his heavy hands onto the creature's head, symbolically transferring the collective guilt, the murders, and the treacheries of the entire nation into the beast. This is the scapegoat. But the scripture tells us this goat isn't just wandering into a void. It is being sent as a dark offering to an entity living in the desolate wilderness. In modern translations, we finally see the name of this recipient, Azazel. This suggests a terrifying cosmology, where God rules the sanctuary of civilization, but Azazel reigns supreme over the chaotic, rugged wasteland, standing as the dark polar opposite to the divine. But who or what is Azazel? To answer that, we must leave the canonical Bible and open the forbidden pages of the Book of Enoch. Here, the vague desert demon is revealed to be a central figure in a cosmic conspiracy that predates the Great Flood. The text speaks of the Watchers, celestial beings sent to observe humanity. But observation turned to obsession. Led by an angel named Semyaza, 200 of these beings gazed upon the daughters of men and felt a lust that would shatter the boundaries of heaven and earth. They swore a blood oath to descend, take human wives, and birth a hybrid abomination known as the Nephilim. While Semyaza was the leader of this rebellion, it was Azazel who committed the unforgivable crime that changed the trajectory of the human species forever. While other fallen angels taught humanity benign secrets, like the roots of plants, the movement of stars, or the signs of the weather, Azazel brought us the technology of death. The Book of Enoch explicitly singles him out, stating that Azazel taught men to make swords, knives, shields, and breastplates. He taught us the secrets of metallurgy, how to rip ore from the earth's veins and forge it into instruments of slaughter. Before Azazel, humanity struggled to survive. After Azazel, we learned how to conquer. He didn't stop at war. He taught women the art of deception through cosmetics and beautification, creating a world obsessed with vanity and violence. The text is chillingly specific. The whole earth has been corrupted through the works that were taught by Azazel, and to him all sin is ascribed. He didn't just break a rule, he weaponized the human race. The consequences were immediate and catastrophic. The hybrid giants, the Nephilim, began to devour the earth, drinking blood and turning against mankind. From the heights of heaven, the Archangels Michael, Uriel, Raphael, and Gabriel looked down upon a world drowning in gore. When they petitioned God, they didn't point the finger at Semyaza, the leader. They pointed at Azazel. They cried out that he had revealed the eternal secrets of heaven, placing powers into the hands of primates who lacked the wisdom to control them. The judgment that followed was unique in its severity. God commanded the Archangel Raphael to hunt Azazel down. He was to be bound hand and foot, incapacitated, and cast into a deep, jagged pit in the desert of Dudail. But mere imprisonment wasn't enough. Raphael was ordered to heap rough rocks upon him and cover his face in eternal darkness, so that he may never see the light again. There he lies, buried and blind, waiting for the final day when he will be dragged from his pit and cast into the fire. Yet even bound in darkness, his shadow stretches across history. In the Apocalypse of Abraham, a text from the 1st century, the patriarch Abraham prepares a sacrifice, only to be descended upon by an unclean bird. An angel warns Abraham that this carrion bird is none other than Azazel, described not just as a scavenger, but as the very embodiment of ungodliness. The text takes a haunting turn as Abraham envisions the Garden of Eden. He sees Adam and Eve, but lurking behind the tree is a serpent possessing hands, feet, and 12 wings, a fallen seraph. This text boldly identifies the serpent that tempted Eve as Azazel himself. In a terrifying vision of the future, Abraham sees the Messiah, but lurking behind him is Azazel, who kisses the chosen one on the face. This parallels the betrayal of Judas so closely that many scholars believe the text suggests Azazel acts as the spiritual force behind the ultimate acts of betrayal in human history. This complex figure even transcends Jewish and Christian texts, finding a strange and tragic resonance in Islamic mysticism. In various interpretations and tales of the prophets, Azazel is identified as the original name of Iblis, the devil, before his fall. In these accounts, he was not originally evil. He was a jinn of such high moral standing and devotion that he was elevated to the rank of the angels. He preached to the heavens, a teacher of the celestial host. But his pride was his undoing. When God created Adam from mud and clay and commanded the angels to bow, Azazel refused. He argued that he was made of smokeless fire, a superior element to the dust of the earth. This moment of ego transformed the teacher into the adversary. One fascinating Persian interpretation from the mystic Al-Hallaj suggests Azazel's tragedy was a misunderstanding of his mission. He taught the angels good, but when sent to earth, he only showed men evil to warn them against it. But without knowing the good, humanity simply adopted the evil he displayed. Whether he is the scapegoat wandering the dunes, the teacher of metallurgy who put the first sword in a human hand, or the tragic figure made of fire who refused to bow to clay, the legacy of Azazel remains undeniable. The Book of Enoch leaves us with a chilling realization. While Semyaza and the other watchers are bound for 70 generations, Azazel is singled out for a distinct lack of peace. Enoch tells the fallen angel directly that a severe sentence has gone forth against him. He is the only entity told he will have no toleration and no request granted. As we look at the world today, defined by advanced weaponry, endless warfare, and the industrialization of death, one has to wonder if the binding of Raphael actually held. Or perhaps the terrifying truth is that Azazel didn't need to stay free to win. He simply needed to leave his tools behind, knowing that humanity would pick them up and finish the job for him. We look back at these ancient texts and see a scapegoat, a demon, a fallen star. But the irony is sharp enough to cut bone. The scripture says that to Azazel all sin is ascribed, effectively blaming him for the corruption of the world. But look at the specific sins he taught us: the forging of blades, the crafting of shields, the art of war. Azazel didn't force humanity to kill. He simply gave us the capacity to do it efficiently. We call him the corrupter. Yet we have spent the last 5,000 years perfecting the very sciences he introduced. We build monuments to the sword and empires on the back of the shield. This brings us to a haunting mirror of our modern existence. We are currently racing toward the development of artificial general intelligence and autonomous weapons, new secrets of heaven that we are perhaps not wise enough to wield. Just as the ancients accepted the forbidden knowledge of metallurgy without foresight, we are accepting the forbidden knowledge of synthetic minds. We are repeating the cycle of Enoch, unlocking powers that can devour us, all while claiming it is for our advancement. Azazel is not just a demon in a pit. He is the personification of unchecked technological ambition. He is the voice that says, "I can show you how to be powerful," while omitting the part about how that power will destroy you. So here is the choice you must make: a binary fracture in your own perception of reality. Do you believe that humanity is inherently good and was corrupted by an external force like Azazel, meaning we are victims of a cosmic war? Or do you accept the darker possibility, that Azazel merely offered the tools, and it was our own inherent nature that eagerly snatched them up to slaughter our brothers? Are we the victim, or are we the weapon? If you want to survive the next chapter of this hidden history and uncover the entities that are still watching us from the shadows, you know what to do. The Watchers are waiting.